Hey folks, we're gonna have a look at the Nasdaq now. I got 3 charts for you, so it's going to be a bit longer. We walk through various time frames from 15-minute all the way up to the daily for a big picture. And we're gonna start off with a 15-minute time frame. It's based on the cash market, so you see gaps in here. And I was showing this chart here beginning of last week already, and you see a rising bearish Wolver wave wedge, which has a lot of reconfirmations of the upper, the lower trend line, and even that target line. That target line runs presently at 14,493. Got a really nice reconfirmation here before that thing was already built. And you have a nice reconfirmation of that upper trend line right here with that little spike. And the nicest confirmation was actually of that lower trend line with that spike here on last Thursday. It went down and then it came up again. It came up quite high, but I was mentioning that on Twitter a lot, that I had a sell zone there on my daily chart, and it shouldn't go all the way up over 305. Then the bears are in trouble. But it didn't do that. It came down again, and there's another really nice bearish pattern. It's not officially activated yet, but when we have a look at our current price levels from the futures, we are somewhere here, and what I have is a shoulder head shoulder pattern. It's a very tiny left shoulder, a quite big head, and then you have a much larger right shoulder, but that doesn't matter as long as we have or actually 3 touches on that neckline, and that neckline is rising a little bit, which is also okay. It's nicer when they are actually straight and horizontal, but this one is rising a little bit, and you need like 3 confirmations or 3 touches on that neckline. Here's the first, here's the second, and when we look at the current price levels, that's the 3rd touch here. So that thing is active as long as at year's opening, we are opening somewhere here or beneath it. And we have targets, like a statistical target, which is 51% of that greatest height from that head. Runs presently at 14,453, and that fits really nice to our target line of that wedge, and 100% target is also waiting at 14,282. So that 15-minute time frame, it looks quite bearish, and I'm gonna jump over now to the 1-hour chart. Just give me a sec. So here you have that 1-hour chart, and you basically see the same pattern as in the 15-minute chart. This one is more or less based on the futures. So we just have more candles. It's as I said, a 1-hour chart, and these price levels run pretty much all the time except on the weekend. And that wedge has just a steeper trend line or target line running at 14,249 presently. So that's quite ambitious, but actually possible. And let me zoom in here a little bit. I was showing that blue Wolver wave wedge. I think it was beginning of, that was Monday. And I twittered that actually as well. As soon as we hit or jump over that 1560, and that green pass is more likely to happen. And it took the green pass actually quite nicely. First I thought once we jumped up here and we got rejected here, I thought it's going to be the black one, but in the end it turned out to be the green one. And that blue Wolver wave wedge here got a target line running presently at 14,625, and that fits perfectly to our 100% target of that C, 14,637. So that's 100% projection of that first leg. So that's the 2nd up and the 3rd down. And nevertheless, I still think we can go much steeper because, first of all, of that target line here, and I think we will make at least that 161.8 projection of that leg here, and that will be at 14,295, and I will explain that in another video if that happens. But for now, just watch these targets here, and they are the minimum targets for Nasdaq. It could turn from here, but I prefer still to go a bit lower, and we're gonna jump into now the daily chart. So here's a daily. I was showing that chart on the 25th of March, so 10 days ago, and I was mentioning that Nasdaq likes to do double bottoms on long-term charts when the bottom is in, and it likes to show that with a inverted shoulder head shoulder pattern. And just look at that black pass. I haven't changed that at all. I said Nasdaq likes most likely will go into that red cell zone between 15,050 and 15,305. There are these highs here we have, which should act as resistance again. We have the 61.8 from that move to the downside there, and we have that 200 MA walking right through there. So from my experience, just based on that, Nasdaq likes to go in there, pulls back, and in most cases it's retesting that zone again, and it did that on Monday and Tuesday. And that first pullback was on the 23.6 retracement, by the way, from that move up. That's the smallest correction level you can get in the bull market. And now just have a look what Nasdaq is doing. It went up, came down, went up back into that zone, and now I put a buy zone in here. It's between 13,900 and 14,200. And what I would like to see, my minimum target on the daily is actually the 38.2. It's 14,378. But I rather would like to see the 104 or even the 61.8 retracement, the 13,829. And one more thing to mention is, and that's very important on long-term cycles which run over months. Nasdaq made its low on the 15th of March, and the S&P 500 and the Dow Jones, they made it on the 24th of February. So we have a divergence here at that low, and when that happens in between these two markets, that's in many cases a start of a new long-term cycle. We don't know if it's bearish or bullish yet, because every cycle starts off with a crazy rally. But what we know is because of that divergence, that bottom should last for a while. And yeah, that's my outlook for the Nasdaq. I hope I help you out with that, and give me a like, please, or like a follow, so I can do these videos more often. That's the best confirmation I can get if you give me a like. And yeah, I wish you all the best and have a great remaining week. Thanks, guys.